Are you? Welcome. I have a game changer for you today, and this is something that you can take with you throughout your life and your business, and it's something that has helped me so much. This is something that I have done throughout my life, and you may have done it as well, but not quite realized it, or maybe not called it this. This is the power of the golden paragraph. So yesterday, the 2nd of October, it was a year since we first came to view this house. And that was such a moment for me because with this house, it had been on Rightmove a couple of months before. So we saw it in the October and it had been on Rightmove since June. And I'd spotted it and I'd seen it and I'd almost built a relationship with it. And so when I saw it again, I was like, because they'd had various things that had fallen through. When I saw it again, it was such a moment of like, right, I have to go and get inside and see what it's all about. It came to the point where there was so much interest in this that when you filled out your forms, you had an opportunity to write a golden paragraph. They didn't call it that, but it was that one of those moments, and I'm sure you might have had it when you're applying for something or a job application or, I don't know, to be in with a chance with something where they say, do you have anything else to add? And for me, even if the temptation might be like, I don't know, I feel like I've said everything, take that opportunity to say what you mean, say what you feel. And I was actually talking about this with a friend the other day, that there are sometimes people in business or people in work or whatever that like to, or people in relationships, they like to play games. They like to have that sense of like, I'll just keep people on their toes. I'll just keep them guessing. And whenever I've had a one-to-one session with somebody, and if I feel that rapport, if I feel like I can be the best person to really get them from where they want to be to where they want to get to, I will say it on the call. So even if they need that time to work out the financing or speak to other coaches or whatever it might be that's going to take them to their decision, I will always say, I would love to do this if that is the case. If I don't say that, then maybe it's not necessarily a right fit. But I think really stepping up and stating what you want can be really powerful sometimes. It's of course not guaranteed because there may be other variables, there may be other things in the mix. But there's something for you that you have that sense that you have done everything that you possibly can. Now, how does this relate if you're not doing an application or you're not moving house or you're not doing anything formal? How can this golden paragraph work for you? What we can find sometimes when we're setting a goal, or maybe you're in that moment of the beginning of the month, it's the first Monday of the month, so maybe you're in that like, right, okay, what is October for me? What is this next few weeks? What do I need to get done? What do I need to expand? What's going on for me? Writing that golden paragraph of why you want what you want is golden. And here's why. There is this assumption that when you goal set, or when you make the decision or you set an intention, that it's all going to be plain sailing from here on in. And not that I want to be a negative Nancy, because that is not my vibe either. I am a realist. And I do know that things pop up to say hello that maybe you're not expecting, or there's that sense of new level, new devil. And we're all just in life, right? So we are doing all sorts of things at the same time. There's sometimes that moment where you'd be like, right, okay, today is the thing that I want to do X, Y, and Z. And then maybe one of your kids gets a sickness bug, or you have to go and do something else, or maybe you have a power cut, or whatever it might be. Things pop up to say hello, some big things, some small things, but some things that need to be navigated along the way. And the temptation when there are those bumps, when there are those obstacles, is to be in that state of like, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe, this feels a bit hard now. Or do I want to do this? Like, oh, maybe it's not meant to be. And that's when our mind and maybe our negative chatter can come out to play, because it wants to keep us safe. It wants to protect us. It wants to look after us every step of the way. And here is where your golden paragraph is going to be really, really powerful. And I knew that through this process of getting to the point of living in this house, it wasn't going to be easy. And there were going to be many twists and turns along the way. And many of those things, I had no idea how to do it. And it was a really long, well, it felt like a really long process. Many people say that it wasn't in the scheme of it, but it was about 5 months. And honestly, that 5 months felt like you were like in a bumpy go-kart or something like that, where sometimes you might get a bit of movement and then you're like, oh gosh, oh right, oh, we can't move, we've got to go back, reverse, it did not feel smooth sailing at all. And having that golden paragraph for myself of why am I doing this? What is the point of all this? What am I going to gain? And really understanding the 360 version of this was really important, because there were so many opportunities. There were so many times where we could have walked away. Maybe you could say we should have walked away. And we find this so often in our business and life goals. I watched the marathon yesterday, and I was just thinking, and I always just get really emotional when I watch these runners run. And we always watch it at our friend's house who bizarrely live on the marathon route. And so by the time we see these people, they are, I think, mile 21. And you see the whole spectrum of emotion by this point. There's usually a sense with some people of like, oh my goodness, I've got 20 miles under my belt. Let's go. We're on the final lap now. They have that sense. And sometimes for some people, that's when they're hitting their wall, where you might see them sort of slowly jogging. And I saw a lot of people leaning against the railings, taking a moment, stopping to have some water, stopping and stretching, and finding those moments where they really had to dig deep. And what may have been apparent for some people is going back to why they're doing what they're doing. And partly that's why I think that I get so emotional as well, because you see families, you see charities, you see people stating on their vest like who they're running for. And I think about all that training and all those runs in the rain, in the dark, the early starts, the late finishes, the having to say no to something so they can say yes to training for the marathon. And all of that comes together on that day. And so I invite you today, whatever is happening for your next month, for your next week, do this golden paragraph for today if you like. I've actually just done one myself because I'm working on a big goal at the moment. And I really had to come back to it and anchor into it, because I know that I can get busy. I know that I can be pulled in all sorts of directions. I know that I can get distracted sometimes because I can hear my emails going ping, 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 ping. And so I have to ground myself in that moment. I have to stop. I have to consider and really question and know why I am doing what I am doing. So your challenge today, if writing your golden paragraph is not the one for you, take your phone, which is here. There's no phone in this one because it's my phone holder. Take a moment, open up a voice note and challenge yourself, set a timer to speak into it for 5 minutes. Why do you want this goal? Why are you working on this? Why is this thing particularly important to you at this time? Why? What are you going to gain? Also, if you're feeling stuck in terms of like the digging deep of like, why do I want this? Flip it around and ask yourself, what's going to happen if I don't do this? And that was, again, a really important question of thinking about that move, and it would have been so easy. And I think this is something that comes up for many of us. It's easy to stay the same. It's easy to carry on what you've been doing. And I've suddenly seen this in certain areas of my life as well. Sometimes it's just been really easy to be mediocre, safe, just chugging along, because sometimes capacity does not allow for anything else. Until I come back to this golden paragraph, until I come back to those values, those ethics, that ethos in my business of like, I don't want to just be mediocre. I don't want to be like, yeah, it's all right. Yeah. That's not how I want to be in my life. And that's not saying that I'm exceptional in every area of my life, because I'm definitely not. But I'm always in the process of change. I'm always looking at ways that I can improve and tweak and adjust and all of that stuff. This week I'm going to be taking you behind the scenes of my business and really sharing some changes that I've been making and why and my process. So if you're not subscribed to my podcast, please do check it out. And also please know that if you need support, there are some different ways that you can work with me now. And all of my online courses, apart from Speak Up, my other online courses are all now £100. I'm going to be going into a bit more detail this week as to why I've been doing that and how I've been changing and shifting and really taking you behind the scenes. So if you want to know more, do check out the videos, because I'm going to be sharing here. I'm also going to be sharing on the podcast, on my YouTube channel, on my website, the whole shebang. But if you want to look at my shop, you can go to nickyraby.com/shop. I'm still doing my one-on-one sessions, but just for shorter lengths of time. So if you do want to find out more about doing one-to-one, it's a lower cost investment. You can pick a mix as you choose. Do check it out. You can go to my Work With Me page as well, which is nickyraby.com/work with me page. No, not page, just work with me. Have a lovely day, whatever you're doing, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Do rate, review, subscribe, share with a pal, all that good stuff. It really helps to spread the word. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon. Wassalam. Bye.